Good afternoon, YouTube. It's your Ray George Page coming to you live on YouTube. And I forgot my other moniker, uh, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. And this is episode 44 in Muscle Talk Mondays. We talk about, last week was the Tampa Bay Pro. Tampa Bay Pro is one of the biggest shows for female bodybuilding. As you know, there's only not many shows. If you go back in the day, it used to be just the Olympia and Miss International. I used to remember the Jantana, but it's been a popular show. It's a lot of people have earned their um, opportunity to compete in certain shows, especially the Olympia or back in the day, or the Rising Phoenix, which took the place of bodybuilding for female bodybuilding in when the IFBB dropped it from the Olympia. And like I said, I'm waiting on my partner, Jared. He might come here in a while. He might get this. But anyway, uh, yesterday I saw some sad news, and this was sent to me by one of my friends, Brittany Brooks. She told me about this, that a gentleman who's been in the sport of bodybuilding for quite a long time has passed away. John Mountain Dog Meadows. If you know him, he was a professional bodybuilder for quite some time, and he became a businessman, a trainer, a mentor. And John died of a heart condition. And here goes Jared. Hey,
Yo, yo, let's
hey.
go.
All right. And then I was about to say, I was talking to everybody else while he was here, why before he got here, that John Meadows, if you ever heard of him, was a trainer, a professional bodybuilder. He passed away last night. And before we started our show, I want to give him a moment of silence for his commitment to the sport and the work he had put into it. Thank you, everybody, and God bless and to his family and his friends, everybody that loves him. He was a father with a wife and two sons, and he's just sad about him passing only at 49 years of age. So that's over with. Let's go ahead and get the
All
business.
right.
Yeah, as you know, last week was the Tampa Bay Pro. Tampa Bay Pro is one of the biggest shows. You had the Chicago, Tampa Bay. Those are the big shows for the female bodybuilder. As you know, there's not as many shows that will carry female bodybuilding anymore. Like one show used to be the Arnold Classic. They stopped taking, they dropped let go female bodybuilder like 6, 7 years ago.
2013,
Yeah, and
after 2013.
yeah, like 2013, year before, right? Year before the Olympia dropped female bodybuilding. And the Tempo is a pretty popular show. I follow a few women who competed that show. Legendaries like Sheila Black, who was a three-time winner. Um, Alita Pulpa, she won it back in 2018, and then she won the Rising Phoenix the same year. And Helen Trevino, the uh, two-time Rising Phoenix champion, she won it 1 year. And just a list of women who have earned their opportunity last year, I think, who earned their chance to compete at the Olympia because of Tampa Bay Pro. I'm trying to remember. Oh, it was I think it was Madame Day last year, and this show was a pretty good show. It was a pretty good lineup too, compared to the. It started off with 19 women, and then I think was it that Thursday they changed and they added on two more women, Pamela Hunnam and Hunter Henderson. Now Hunter Henderson, this girl just out the bat, she hit, I won't say a home run. She hit a good second base walk off. You know, she earned a pro card back in Omaha. Debuted as a bodybuilder amateur. Then she debuted as a bodybuilder amateur at the Omaha and won that show there. And then she had her second amateur show at the USA's and won that show and earned her pro card. Then I remember she's doing the interview, say she's going to do Tampa, come to Tampa and take second place, which is pretty good for your first time out. You know,
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
yeah. And I was when she did the interview, say she would do the Tampa. I said, yeah, you should skip to Tampa because you might need some things to work with. But she came pretty good. Well, I was talking with some ladies on the back and forth. We're watching it, and you were talking on social media. It said if she came in a little tighter or drier, and you don't know what the word dry means, meaning that if she pushed out a little extra more water, because it's bodybuilders. They have to be, they have to be very, very. They have to start drinking
Hydrated.
water. Yeah,
Dehydrated.
yeah. Start drinking water by a certain point so they can their veins pop out, and they look more vascular. And if they have too
Yes.
much water in them, in their anywhere in their body, it's not going to look as good or conditioned. And that's the danger of being a bodybuilder. I mean, But anyway, I had my predictions, and some came true. I felt like Mona Parcella was going to win the show, and she did. And some women who I thought was going to place didn't place like I wanted to. One lady who I'm a fan of is Jada Beverly, who finally made her bodybuilding debut. I was hoping that she would make the top five. Jada has an amazing physique. I love her physique. It's very, you know, beautiful. Just lean, great muscle, no tattoos, no fake breasts. She's beautiful. And I was talking with her on social media. She said that she's going to make some improvements. She's trying to make improvements because they has one more show coming up before they have the cutoff for the season, and for the Olympia, and that is the Savannah. So I'm hoping she makes the Savannah. She makes the Savannah, that'd be great. I mean, the opportunity for her to even make the Olympia. But like I said, this was
Um,
her debuting as a female bodybuilder.
uh,
What?
just a question though.
Yeah.
Um, there's supposedly a female bodybuilding show this weekend. The Europa in Spain. Is
It's
that going
oh,
to count for this?
it should. I forget that. It's still is it send me the information and I'll do a thing about it because I remember they started that a while back, last year, and I don't know they're still having it. I thought they're still having
It's
it.
not canceled. It's not canceled on the IFBB calendar.
Yeah, because okay, send me information. Send me the link
Okay.
where I can get the who's on the list because we weren't sure we were going to get more bodybuilders because I know one of the ladies sent me a thing that was something in Texas, but I looked at the list is it had no women's open on it. It was physique. I think it
Yeah.
had men 212 bodybuilding and stuff like that in bikini, but no. Also, there was amateur, and also the amateur also didn't have any bodybuilding. And with the amateurs, I don't know the amateurs as well.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's like with amateurs, there's so many different. You have the weight classes. It's kind of really scattered. You can't really focus on somebody as much when if
Yeah.
you get
Unless they're like a known personality.
yeah a known amateur. You have these back in the day. There was some women who were amateurs that were well known that were stood out, but like people like Tiana Butler. I was trying to think of Tia Shields. Uh, Don Riley, Becky Rampy. I mean, those were who really stood out in the amateurs, but never get their pro card. There's quite a few of those women, what do I follow? I'm a fan of Monique Hayes, who had an amazing physique, great body, and some of these women saying, why they never get their pro card? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But anyway, if y'all followed the Tampa, if you watched it, they did a live stream. It was 2 days. The first of it was women's physique. I think men to 12, and I believe wellness. And I think that's about it. I did follow some of the physiques because a lady that I follow, Tracy Rudd. I reached out to Tracy about interview. We've been pretty cool. Been talking back and forth on IG. She competed in two shows. Miss my buddy Miss Fishiana. Good afternoon, Miss Fishiana. Appreciate you coming by. I follow her. She used to be on the liquor spot. Now she does boxing videos. Check out Miss Fishiana's channel. She's a pretty cool lady. I used to hit on a liquor spot. Yeah, she's a like 'em. But anyway, where was I at? I was. Did you catch where I was at? I forget where I was at. Where I talked to Miss Fishiana distracted me. But The thing
Yeah,
is,
we're just talking about amateurs.
yeah, amateurs, yeah. As you know, I've been in contact with an amateur by the name of Miss Elizabeth Curtis, and been following her for a good bit. She just got a pro card at the USA, the same show where Hunter Henderson got a pro card, and I'm hoping maybe what's saying she's right now, like I said, she says it's in Texas because I think her husband Charles the Dragon Curtis, who competed also in Tampa last weekend, is going to compete in the show in Texas. So I'm hoping good luck for he is IFB Pro Charles the Dragon Curtis, and I'm hoping he does pretty good. I hope he does good, and we're hoping to see Elizabeth or Liz, as you want to call her, compete sometime maybe next year. It says just some twerk show, I think, but she double dipped. She double dipped both in physique and figure, and I think she won a card in figure. I mean, for physique, I believe. But anyway, we're back to the Tampa, and the top. If you follow the show, the top six competitors. I'm gonna go six. Well, first is Mona Porcella, who won the show, and that's good for her. Mona's from Canada. She's a Persian, you might call her, because she's from Iran. But people
Iranian.
Iranian, yeah, she's from Iran. But most people who are from Iran, that leaves Iran, they call themselves Persians because they want to distance themselves from, because many of them are either Jewish or Catholic or I think Christian, not really Muslim per se, or Islamic. But that's why often they call them, are known as Persians. And also number two is Hunter Henderson. Now Hunter, who just debuted as a bodybuilder at the Omaha Pro, who won that amateur show, and then she turns around and wins the bodybuilding show at the USA's, earning her pro card. I think she's kind of young. She looks like I don't know sure her age. She might be maybe late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah,
Yeah,
more in my age group.
yeah. And that's the thing. That's what keeps I think bodybuilding fueling it. If you have younger competitors like her, Michaela Aycock, I think a couple of others. I don't know the names right per se, but they're a lot younger than than many of the women who are competing now. And I
Yeah,
think that's the way that's what keeps this. If more we get some more women here are that age group, that'll keep the sport going. They'll compete for maybe another 6 or 7 years, depending on how they want to want to do. Like or I can do like Shanique Grant said, where I get out at 25, decide to walk away and have a family, and I respect that choice. That's her choice. But there's always that possibility she can always come back.
yeah.
Anyway, third place, which is the lady I'm a fan of. I follow on social media. So congratulations. Is one with Janine Lakowski, and I like Janine. She did pretty good. I mean, I was very happy for her for earning her this possibly maybe close step to competing at the Olympia. It's based about points, and
Yeah,
if she can get enough points, she can probably make it. There's one more show before the cutoff, and that is Savannah. And one thing
and the Europa.
and Europa. Oh yeah, but you
Europa.
can't do the Europa.
But I don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
don't
that's
think a lot of
that you
So
can't.
Americans. Yeah,
Yeah, Americans. But like I said, again, when you get that information, Jared, email it to me. I'll see who's competing. I'll do a video for it. I'll probably do it tomorrow.
gotcha.
I appreciate it. But anyway, fourth place went to a woman that everybody was ready prepared to see. Some people say she was going to take second or even win the show, but she got fourth place, and that was Julia Furry from Sweden, and she's
Switzerland.
Switzerland. Oh, Switzerland.
Germany.
Yeah. It's just Switzerland by Germany. I mean, that's all I think she's a Germany, but she's actually from Switzerland. And I follow her. I follow Jay Fuchs, and I saw her take pictures with Jay Fuchs, being both Swiss. Um, you know, it's just, she started out originally as a physique competitor, and this year she made the switch. And like Janine and Mona, she's a Winger Strength ambassador. So
And
and she looks pretty impressive. She looks well conditioned. I think she might maybe make some more improvements because some people think she's going to get higher, but she took fourth place, and fourth place is good. It's not,
pretty high, yeah, for
yeah,
debut, yeah.
yeah, for your debut. You know,
She also claims, like according to this article, and this is just a recent one, she revealed to Elena Popa that she's currently over 220 pounds and a height of 5'7".
wow.
So if she's 220 pounds, that would make her the heaviest female bodybuilder ever. Like even more larger than
Natalia Kosanova.
Yeah, Amazona.
Amazon, yeah. Wow, she's 5'7". Like that's,
and that and that and that came out and that article I think I shared that already on Facebook.
yeah.
That's June 11th, 2021. So this isn't like any old information either.
Yeah, yeah. And also, she's an actress. She did I think I saw. I was, a while back. She did a movie called Pearl. I believe it's
Yep.
kind of like a superhero kind of movie. I seen some clips on it on when on social media. It looks pretty good. Looks like a pretty good movie.
Yep.
Now fifth place was Stephanie Flesher, who, as you know, was who competed at physique in Omaha, switched divisions, and made her bodybuilding debut at the Chicago. She took third place in Chicago, which is like I say, Chicago was one of the bigger shows for female bodybuilder, and she come to this show and took fifth place. I think with her, I remember she doing an interview with AJ Roberts over Female Bodybuilding channel. She says she's going to stay maybe 5 more years in bodybuilding, but maybe 2 more years. Stay seven. She has a great look to her, very impressive physique. Attractive lady. I think she just needs her conditions maybe a little bit. She's a physique competitor, and she might need to work. Not just about. I know it's about conditioning, but size is also an effect. If you have the size, it also helps you out too. Now, this is when this is one that got me so happy. Even though two ladies that I'm fans of are in both in the top 10, and I was kind of happy for one and kind of sad for the other, and I was hoping for the best for both of them. But one did get the best. And that was Miss Tina Williams, Miss Tina S. Williams, the wife of one Mr. Big Keith Washington and Williams. I'm sorry, what's the Washington? Not Keith Washington, the singer. And both her and her husband were competing in the show last weekend. And Keith was competing in men's bodybuilding. She was competing in women's bodybuilding. And she took sixth place. And I sent her, I said, I'm so happy for you. I said a little stuff. She was thankful. She appreciated my support. I mean, it's great to see somebody. Because last year, she was on the track to go to Olympia. But she skipped the Tampa, and she said she missed an opportunity to be in the Olympia by a point. And she felt like if she done the Tampa, that probably because last year was only 7 women. If she competed, that was been 8. LaDonna Day took that show. There's a good chance that third was my good friend Miss Maria Flores, and Janine took second. And if she had competed that show and she come in great condition, I think she could have took second or third, maybe. All depending. But if she get enough to get it that 1 point, I think she would have gone to the Olympia last year. But I think this was like a validation or vindication for her to win this, even the top 6 at the show. Because top 6 didn't get to be the ones to get the world medals, get to be seen. I don't know if they give you any money. It should. That's why I say that it should increase the prize money. I know the men's bodybuilder gonna probably get $10,000, $50,000. The women should get at least $8,000 or $7,000, and break it down. I give the top woman wins 8. Second takes 5. You give third $3,000, and then you give fourth like $1,500 and $1,000 to the fifth place person, and maybe I know it's not much, but $500 is something in their pocket. The lady can use in sixth place. Yeah. Anyway, now to finish out the rest of the top 10, which I concentrate on, one of number 7 was I can't remember what number 7 was. I better pull it up real quick and see.
Eva Dunbar.
Yeah, Eva Dunbar. Thank you, sir. And she made it. This was her bodybuilding debut. She turned pro. She earned a pro card about 2-3 years ago. And this is why I say sometimes some women when they earn their pro card, it gives them time. Because some would jump out the gate and do their first pro show, but others will wait a year or two because they might want to come in a certain condition As amateurs, you're a little small. Even as a heavyweight amateur, sometimes you're still small compared to a heavyweight to a pro. And when this is my thing is when you most of the time it's usually heavyweights, middleweights. They usually get their pro cards. Every now and then you get some lightweights. It's
Yep.
usually heavyweights and middleweights. And if you're lightweight, you want a pro card, you got to be up to a physique level of close to a middleweight. If you're middleweight, you got to get it to level of a heavyweight. And if you're heavyweight, you have to become in great condition. You have the size, but your condition has to be better.
Yep.
Now, number 8, I believe that was. Let's see, you got it. What's number 8?
Number 8 is Helly McGrath.
Yeah, Haley McGrath.
Holly.
Haley
Haley. How
McGrath.
did I?
And Haley competed last year at the Tampa. She took, I think she got there was 6 competitors, or seven, and she got 6th place because 7 went to Michelle Brent, or you might know her as Michelle Ivers, and she competed Chicago Pro, and I think she's young too. She looks like she's kind of young, and I think she still has the way to go. If she can, make it 7 at the Tampa is pretty good, and I think she made at least about 10th, I believe, at the Chicago where she competed. And if you can make the top 10, that's pretty good. I mean, I think she just needs to tighten up a little bit, and maybe come in a little more, like I say, drier. Mostly, got to be like Sahara, and she might do pretty good, better next time. Now, 9th place lady is from my home state. She's from Rayford, which is Hope County. That's up the road from my county, Robson County, and that is Brittany Larson. And Brittany looks pretty tight, but the thing is, I think she looks more closer to physique. Don't you think?
She looks like either. She looks like I would say a lightweight bodybuilder, but very close to physique.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't necessarily say physique per se, but yeah, she's definitely got to come it in a little bit.
Yeah, she has I reached out to her. Yeah, go ahead.
She's got good, abdominals, pecs, all that. Is somebody's phone going off?
Yeah, I think she just got to come in a little tighter, and maybe add a little size around her legs. That's also even though they talk about condition, but size is also pretty much, you might say, important when you come to a great physique. If you have the size, that helps out. Especially around the legs and the quads. And you like I say, if you competing with heading into the pros, you're gonna compete with who can be a lot bigger. I know. I meant, like I said, one lady mentioned to me that size is not that important, but it does help. In certain areas, especially she has great upper body, lats, and all that, but I think her legs just need a little more size. Now, at 10th place is a lady that I did an interview with, who I'm quite fond of. I was hoping, I feel like my partner was hoping that she made the top 5, but she didn't. She covered short. That's Jada Beverly, and I was talking to Jada on social media. She's hoping that she can try to make the improvements. She was excited. She was ready. She's really ready to come in and really, do pretty good at the show. As in an interview, she said that last year, her and Mila Ash competed at the Ultima, which is one of the biggest shows for I think it's more of a show for where it's mostly female body, women's physique. And they were told by the judges that they need to switch to women's bodybuilding. As you know, Mila, she switched, competed at New York Pro, earned her opportunity to the Olympia, and then took 4th place at the Olympia. That's pretty good. Just turn around, switch divisions, and then you are one number four, the fourth woman, the fourth uh, woman in the Olympia. Fourth place is pretty good. There's quite a few
Yeah.
women who have been made the top five and are legends. And Myla has an issue. She had an issue with her knees. Had some knee surgery a while back. Because we were talking about that online with you. And she was really ready to come in and compete this year. She says that she really wants to make the improvements, and she's hoping that next time around she'll probably make the top three. And I hope so. She does. If not,
Yeah.
she mostly wants to win because she wants the opportunity to compete at the Olympia. Everybody wants to go to the Olympia. That's the biggest
Yeah.
show of the year. Now,
And I think. Oh, sorry. I just wanted to
go ahead.
comment a little bit. I think she needs some work on her abdominals.
Her abdominals.
Like, I mean, her abdominals. I don't know. There's just some weirdness about it. It only looks like there's, like, I only see 4 blocks, and there's like something about it. It's hard to explain. It looks. It needs to be thicker or more. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think 'cause she
And
has
the leg.
I think she has a more of a smaller V-taped physique, and if she can get under size, but I think I
Yeah.
like her abdominals. There's some people who don't have a great abdominal development. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just how it is. But
Yeah.
if she give her time, maybe like I said, once she after this, if she can make the improvements by the time it's at Savannah, and then if not, she can always bounce back next year. So I'm hoping
Yeah.
for the best for her. I'm setting my best out.
Yep.
Now, anyway, I would talk about some competitors here, and most definitely some people I follow on social media, some ladies I reach out to. One lady who just I thought was certain was going to be the top five, and that was Pauline Nelson. And Pauline, what I saw was she had a DNF, which is did not finish.
Finish.
Yeah, and we don't know what happened to her. I reached out to somebody and they said they talked to her, but she didn't say anything to them. I reached out to her. She didn't respond. She saw that I did reach out to her, but she didn't respond to me. But I believe it might be something that was maybe something serious where she had to drop out. I know this happens sometimes. Sometimes,
Yeah.
as you know, you're trying to deplete your body of fluids. You're trying to, you're squeezing, doing poses, and a lot of things can happen. I remember one time I was watching this documentary a while back. It starred Heather Foster, and she was competing in the nationals, and there's a woman who was a amateur who I was a fan of back in the day, Michelle Tuggle, and Michelle had to drop out because it looked like she got dehydrated or she was just short on air. They had to put like a oxygen mask on her. And I remember a few years ago I was watching this. It was like maybe last year. Around last year, I was like, I found this documentary, and it was a woman who's from Norway. I just watched it because it was entertaining. They didn't speak any English, and I was watching it because it was entertaining. And remember the show? It was a show they did in Norway, and one of the women I recognized in the show was Mary Lynn McKenzie from Canada. Great female bodybuilder, just amazing, great pictorials, just super ripped. And she was a pro, but her career didn't go as far as it should have. And through the show, the lady who was doing the documentary on, she looked like she was about to faint. But instead, one of the competitors fell flat on her face. I wish I had I forget. I thought I downloaded that video, but it was on my old computer. I might have lost it. But it was an interesting. If I can ever find it, I'll send you a copy if I find it. And it was.
Well, I know a female. A female bodybuilder collapsed this year on stage. At one of these competitions like a few weeks ago. You can just look it up, and I think there's like a video on it or something. But yeah, she just collapsed.
Yeah, because that's the danger. People don't realize the danger of bodybuilding. You have to deplete your body of fluids, and it can be stressful. And you're doing this poses, you're in the hot lights, and some women, as you know, as I said about the passing of John Meadows, but he wasn't competing anymore. But it's just he already had medical issues. I remember the Freddie Barrows. She had a seizure. She died. Terry Harris. I mean, there was some lovely ladies who passed away, it was still competitive, from whatever reason, it happened to this, and just a sad. But anyway, is I hope she's doing all right. Pauline, I
Yeah,
thought I was certain she was in the first call out from the pictures I saw, and I was certain because Pauline in the last couple of years when she turned pro back in 2018, she has been in the top three, top five. She competed in
yeah,
her first Rising Phoenix in 2018. She came back and competed in Tampa again. She made top. She was in third place, and I was certain that she was going to make top three, top five. But her dropping out
yeah.
might change the scope of things. I think.
And so, yeah, if you want to speculate, do you think that she would have made like the top three or top second or top one if she stayed in?
Well, if she stayed in, she like I said, before, she's the last since she turned pro, the last the last Tampas, she has made top
Yeah.
three, top five,
Yep.
and if she was in the first call out. When you have first call out, that means that's the one where they pick the women that they know they're going to be the ones, you know,
Yep.
most definitely the ones that are gonna be they have their call outs. It's first call out and second call out, and sometimes they might do this during the first call if doing the they might do another call out again. I think something like that, and they might pick somebody else. They might tell somebody go back and pick another person and see how they look in the lineup. But she was the first call out, and then she didn't just didn't see after that.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's pretty sad too. Yeah, because she
Yeah.
looks like she's worked a lot on her physique,
Hmm.
and also I think to a certain extent she's also worked a lot on her appearance as well. She's got really good kind of sexy appeal to her now that she's really worked on and harnessed. I think she would really be good at the Miss Olympia, and maybe she'll compete at Savannah, and maybe she'll take it home. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe might hope. Who might see in Savannah? I hope she might think about it. I know she mostly does do maybe one show a year, but she might think because of that did not finish. She might want to take another chance to swing in it. Now, also, I know later I'm gonna talk about that you're fond of is Tamir Makar. We talk about her.
Yep.
She's a nice lady. I would have chat to her. I'm hoping sit down we can do an interview. And she did. I think she placed. I think 13th.
She placed she placed 16th, which is
16th.
literally like
Yeah,
off the scale. So
yeah.
it
She did.
just means that she didn't even place.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
was hoping at least she can make at least enough. She's 7 points, and she's just a point away to actually enough points to compete in Olympia. So she's gonna come up short this year, unless she can do a show. Where she might do Savannah.
Savannah.
Savannah might
Yeah.
do it. She
If
got it.
if she can, yeah, she's still got one last shot for Miss Olympia here. So for the Rising Phoenix, that carries over to the next year, right?
No, I don't know. Rise of Phoenix is an invitational.
Yeah, but
Uh,
I
uh,
know I think the people that I don't know. I'd have to look that up again. But yeah,
yeah, I don't know if Rise of Phoenix count because he like this. Andrew Shaw's competing in Rise of Phoenix, and also Hella Trevino. And to me, Hella just competing so she can try to get try to win her title back again. And to me, Andrew don't need to compete. She should. This is what happened with Nancy with not with Iris Kyle. That's what I
yeah,
think what hurt a lot of shows because even though she was Miss Olympia, she was competing in Miss International, and that got in the way of opportunities for other women to have that title. You not if you're gonna it's hard to get Miss Olympia when you have somebody who's been repeating crap for years. So okay, I have Miss International. That's pretty good, but it was hard. It was hard for a lot of women to get that, and I think that affected. That's why they dropped female bodybuilding from the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic because Iris Kyle was winning. And I felt like if somebody like Alina Popa had won Miss International, or somebody else, they would have kept on going. And that's the same thing with Miss Olympia. If Alina had won it, they would have kept on going. But they were saying, I was saying it's about money, it's about this, it's about that, like that. But I think it was really because it was about Iris Kyle.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, it's So you think Andrea Shaw is trying to replicate that in a way?
Kind of, because she don't really need to do the Rising Phoenix. Because if the Rising Phoenix is a qualification for the Olympia, you're getting in the way of somebody else's opportunity. Both her and Helena are getting in the way of somebody else's opportunity to get the show. I mean, if it's like I say, if it's an invitational, because you gotta sign your paperwork and turn it in, which is I know some ladies who said they've done it, signed paperwork, but they got turned down. But the thing is that it's we just have certain women they want to get the attention that they want to support.
Was
I,
it wasn't Miss International also invitational?
I don't. The original Miss
I believe
International, no, I don't think it was an invitational.
that's
No, I
strange.
don't.
I thought it was.
I don't know. It could have been. I doubt it. Yeah, because it was like a show where if you do pretty good, you put out where you do. It's also I think it was a Olympia qualification.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
but
the history of it like Xeno King she won the I think Xeno King won five, Vicky Gates won three, Laura Quebec won two. I think Kim Zavesky was the first Miss Olympia and Miss International champion in 1 year. You know, she was the first.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that was considered groundbreaking. And then you had all these other Miss Olympias like Yaxini and Miss Iris Kyle and all the rest.
Yeah. But like I said, I hope that hope for best luck for Tamira. She can make it. Also, a lady I follow is one Miss Gabby Vega, and she was kind of disappointed. She didn't do as well as she hoped. She did pretty good at the Linda, but this is the biggest show. We were talking on social media. She said she wants to. She's thinking about going back to physique, but I think no, you might well keep going. She started as bodybuilding, you might well stick to it, and she wants to make some improvements. I said, you go think about doing the Savannah. She said, nah, she has to go back home, but she's hoping maybe next year when she. I said, well, take some time, do what you got to do, make the improvements, and you can come back whenever you're ready. Because I like her, she's a nice lady. I'm hoping to get a interview with her. As you know, she's from Mexico. She told me that if I can talk a little slow, she can. Her English is okay, but if
Yeah,
it's possible, I might see if I can reach out to Alicia Ferrerio. I know a lady who I did an interview with, one Miss Danielle Wynn, and I know she took Spanish. So if I need somebody as a translator, I can ask these two ladies. Maybe I reach out to them and maybe they can help me out. You know? Yeah,
perfect.
that's pretty good. Two ladies who competed in this show that I think you should have skipped it. That is Cheryl Faust and Pamela Hennum. They they're great. They're great ladies. I follow them on social media, but they're a bit undersized for this division. I mean, not division
Yeah,
for the class, and I think they should have done the Masters. And this is where this is also. I'll talk about this when I get through a little bit. But this got dropped from Female Bodybuilding Channel. They're doing the wrap up the women's bodybuilding show at Tampa. I'll probably check it out. AJ over there at Female Bodybuilding here in JB, and AJ got the freaky chicks. And JB he came in my interview with Miss Marianne Wachowski. I'm sorry, Marianne. I'm sorry, I your name. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it right, Marianne. I'm gonna get it right. And that was cool of him, JB come by. But yeah, those two ladies, they've been bodybuilding for quite some time, but they're a little older.
yeah,
And I mentioned this before that the Wings of Strength need to open up the opportunities for masters. Now, there's some female bodybuilders who are 50 plus, and like people like Yagdino Keen and uh, Irene Anderson, who are just amazing. They're just huge. They have great, it's just good genetics. But there's some women I think might need to really consider switching to the Masters, and the Masters should be get IFBB Olympia qualification. Because there's a lot of people who love to, there's a lot of ladies who are, a lot of people, not just ladies, but gentlemen, women, anybody who are of age, who are in great condition, who want the opportunity to compete at the Olympia. And the Olympia is a big show. Everybody wants to go. It's like the movie Pretty Woman. I always like to say this. And the part said, "This is Hollywood. Everybody wants to come to Hollywood, and that's the Olympia. It's a big show. It's like the Super Bowl."
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It is. It is the Super Bowl of female bodybuilding, and
Well, it's a
so
Super
we
Bowl
have my
bodybuilding
favorite
in general. You might as well say.
Jen.
Yeah, in general. Yeah, that's not the ladies, but it's totally because there's another show used to be the FIBO, which is kind of like the All Star Game, All Star Weekend. But because it's
Yeah.
done mostly over Europe, and because of what's going on with the virus, they had to shut it down. They had it this year. It's just, I think it's a lot of
And
great meet and greet for a lot of competitors. A big, what's coming out in the sport of bodybuilding.
and and the Rising Phoenix has uh, supplanted the Miss International.
Yeah, I think it's more like the Rising Phoenix. As you know, this year, the last couple of years, it's become an all women's show. It's more
Yeah,
like the Jantana, if
yeah, to a
anything.
certain yeah,
Yeah, because the Jantana was, if anybody remember Jantana was all women's bodybuilding show. They did women's pro and also did women's amateur. It was not connected to any men's show. There was no male competitors. It was all women. And they after I think what was about money. The lady who great Jantana herself, she was a great lady who put the show together. The show was mostly done between my state of North Carolina and sometimes Virginia. We used to sometimes had Charlotte. But as a kid, I couldn't afford to go to Charlotte. I didn't have a car. I didn't have a license yet.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we do now.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think after that, it would probably be like the Tampa Pro would probably be like one of the more prestigious female bodybuilding shows around. Just in terms of the fact it's been around for like 2008. It's been around for a
Yeah.
very long time.
Yeah, it's been 14 years. It's and it's probably one of the few shows that kept female bodybuilding. It in
Yeah,
Chicago. As you know, Winter Strength, they work with Tim Gardner, who's a friends with Jake Woods. They promote it, and thank God for both Jake Woods
or
and Tim Gardner. You
or
know,
there's some shows that brought it back, like New York Pro or
yeah, yeah. But
others. So yeah,
and also with the New York Pro, they didn't even have women's physique. They dropped that too, and they brought that back. And it's kind of funny. I mentioned like this. New York Pro it was originally started by Bev Francis, and you know Bev Francis is the one who changed the sport of bodybuilding with her
yeah,
physique. And then to me, when they hear that she dropped the New York Pro, she dropped female bodybuilding New York Pro. That's like I can say my favorite quote is from Liam Neeson in Batman Begins when he talks to Bruce Wayne. Christian Bale saying you want to take your enemy, you walk behind him and quietly stab him in the heart, and that's what they did to female bodybuilding. But
yeah,
like I said, all the other ladies, who competed at the show, thank you, thank you for your time, the hard work you put in. Maybe we'll see more of y'all in in the Savannah, and also next year. Now, one thing I'm going to describe here, I'm going to talk about physique, and physique is slowly going to be. I'm just kind of going to fan because I have had done, I think, more interviews with physique competitors, maybe by as many comes to female bodybuilders. I know, like I said, I talked to Roxanne Edwards, who was a bodybuilder but switched to the Daphne Carter, who competed at the Tampa Bay Pro, and also Miss Marianne, who's debuting as a physique competitor, and and what Jada, she switched to bodybuilding, but she started out her career in physique. But and also with Shauna Bosworth, who competed in bodybuilding, but she was physique. And I'm starting to really get into interesting. I might, I might think I'm waiting. I might do a show that just has physique in it. But right now, I'm still growing to it, and my focus on is mostly on women's bodybuilding. But like I said, I'll often do this. Now at this show, the top 6 ladies who won their division, and that's women's physique, is start off is one Miss Alika Freda Kolovava. I think she's from Czech Republic. I don't want to, just say Lika. And she competed at the Chicago Pro about a couple weeks ago, and she won that show. So that's pretty good. Now she's going to be competing at the Olympia. Now, second place is a lady I follow on social media, and that is Elizabeth um, uh, Bradshaw, and she's from Texas, and Texas has a growing bodybuilding community. It's becoming a new mecca. Because I think because of the weather. Now this year they had that nasty snowstorm that hit them, but usually Texas their weather is pretty decent. It's like I think it barely
Yeah.
maybe I think the lowest ever gets mid coast ever gets maybe 60 some degrees sometimes in the winter.
Yeah.
Maybe a little. They might have a little sprinkles of snow, but nothing heavy like they had first of this year. Now third place. Let me pull this up real quick. I got it here. Let me check. In third place, I remember seeing. Let me see. There we go. And let me pull it up. Let's see. Third place. Okay, I'll get it. Wait a minute. Oh, all right. Just give me a second. Yeah, talk among yourselves. It should take you too long, and I should have it. I'm focused so much. Wait. I think now third. No, wait, that's the wrong one. Let's see. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I remember third place was. Oh, here it goes. It was Whitney Watts. Whitney Watts took third place at the Tampa. She's coming up pretty good. I think she's originally physique, but I think she switched. And let's see. Fourth place was one Miss Janine Jeannie Feldman, and she competed last year at the Olympia. She didn't do too well at that show. I thought she might make the switch, but it's some ladies. No, actually, I'm sorry. Third place was Ashley Jones. Like I said, I don't know like this. And fifth place was fifth was Christina Bryant. I got her confused. I'm looking at these numbers. I'm looking at the what's face numbers. I'm looking at the wrong numbers. But yeah, fifth place was Christina Bryant, and sixth was a lady whose name I'm going to try to say right without chopping it up and making it's Dasaka Dawson, and she's also from Texas. Like I said, Texas has a growing because like you got Elizabeth Shaw, she's from Corpus Christi, and Dawson, the Saka Dawson is from Arlington, and you have Ashley Jones is from Texas. She's from Austin. There's quite a few. If you look at the list, there's quite a few ladies from Texas. And my good friend was Miss Brittany Big Lemonade. Brooks, she's from Texas, and the lady who won the figure show, which is a friend of her, Rahana Robinson. She's from Texas, so it's a Texas. Like I said, it's becoming a mecca. Now, two ladies who I reached out to. One lady I reached out to about doing an interview, and did one, and another one I'm reaching out one. Maybe I'll get her two. That's Tracy Rugg, who competed at the Chicago Pro, who took fifth place in women's bodybuilding. She did do too good in women's in the women's bodybuilding open, in women's physique open. She took let's see, I think she took 13. I think it's no, that's somebody else. What's Tracy took? I think Tracy made the top 10. Let me check. I was looking, because she was double dipping. I ain't looking past her. My eyes are getting older and getting a little colder. But I believe I know I saw her. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, there's two lists. I got to sign that second list. Yeah, because there's two lists. And Tracy took ninth. So she made the top 10. She's from Jacksonville, Florida. And a lady that I've, did an interview with, I'm quite fond of. I'm hoping we might do an interview again. Is one Miss Daphne Carter. She weighed 16th. I think she took, yeah, 16th, which is not good. But I like Miss Carter, Daphne Carter. She's a nurse, a mother. She says I follow on social media. She's done because she only done two shows this season. She wants to spend the rest of the time. Her daughters are supposed to be coming back home for start of school, and she wants to spend the time with her daughters. So she's not gonna do any more shows. She might come back next year and do two more. And I'm hoping she does better next year. I hope she does. She's a lovely lady. She's a nice lady. I like her. And I hope she does a lot better next year. And Daphne also, like Tracy, they double dip. They did another division, which was another class, same division but different class, and it was physique 40 plus. And there was quite a few competitors. And I'm just going to talk about Tracy, who took second at this show, which is in this class, which is women who are over 40, and Daphne, she got 13, and I hope she does better. I mean, I think it's kind of funny like this. When I was talking with some ladies, how they had a plus because they've been having for quite some time. They had a 40 plus class for the physique competitors, but not for the female bodybuilders. Where I feel like it's not fair because there are women who have to they can do both. People like Pauline Nelson, Tamara, most definitely Pan Hunnam, Cheryl Fuse.
Yep.
There's some women competitors who can do double. Do both. If they can do both the women's. It should be a women's masters, a ladies masters. You know, for female bodybuilders. Who are I know some ladies say they don't have problem competing with the more younger women or the women who are better in condition. But I think that's a better division for some women. Like I was following a lady who named by Clara Marie Bradley, who competed in a couple of shows this year. She competed at the Omaha and the Linda show, and she did the Pittsburgh Pros Masters. And she's been on social media crying that she got unfairly judged. The thing is about Carla Marie is she needs to be more dedicated to the sport, and she has a perfect physique. I'm not gonna lie, she has a perfect physique. Some aspects of her physique she might need to work on. Most definitely, like her, like if you look at her, I think she, like to maybe fix her backside. Most definitely, she's Brazilian, and Brazilian women are a little bit more, especially she's Afro Brazilian, and she has more, on the back, but she needs to tighten that up. And she's whining and complaining, and I understand that, but you know what? There's no point in putting on social media about it. Fix your problems. Don't tell everybody who wants to feel sorry, give you a pity party. Just all you got to do is, if you want to compete, you know, just fix whatever you need to fix, and that's most definitely is she has a great upper body, nice quads. She just got to critique some things that she like and that she needs to fix. And if she got to, it's going to take you time to fix it. Fix it. I know she has a job. She works as a nurse. But there's one Miss Kima Jones who competed at Chicago Pro. She's a nurse and a mother. You know, she lives in California, especially at the height of the pandemic, and she took the time to work out, to seriously commit, and make the changes she needed to make. And she took fourth place at Chicago Pro and won best poser. Now, if and you I follow on social media. She likes to go to parties and drink. You can't do that. Like a lot of these ladies I follow, They can't even, like, I was doing an interview with Marianne. She said, like, she goes to like an event, she carries her own food. She don't eat what's there. A lot of they don't even drink alcohol. They probably don't drink till after they're prepped and get ready. But then after the shows, when it's over, yes, they're gonna drink. They're gonna eat what they like. But they know if they're gonna do another show, they have to get back on their diet, and they have to squeeze out the extra stuff and get ready. They'll eat have their little cheat meal, but they know they have to get back on the cardio machines. They have to get back on the weight machines, get back on the regular diet. They have that one night of pleasure, and then it's back to business. I remember one lady in the interview, they asked her if she would do a cheat meal. She said, "Nah, I don't do cheat meals. I stick to my diet and stay strict." And that's real commitment. But it's about
Yeah.
commitment to the sport. And Carla Marie, she can't be sitting there on Facebook, on EIG, crying about. Maybe reach out to her and talk to her about a few bits. And I'm hoping maybe I can talk to her again, maybe do an interview with her. She's a nice lady. She's an attractive lady. She has great physique, but she just needs to realize that there's no crying in bodybuilding. It's like
Yeah.
no, yeah, it's like no crying in baseball.
Yeah. You just got to pick yourself up and brush yourself off and just get back to it.
And like I said, I like to quote movies, and my favorite movie is always going to be the whole Christopher Nolan Dark Knight trilogy. And like I said, when Thomas Wayne said to his son Bruce, "Bruce, why do we fall? So we learn to pick ourselves up." And that's what you do. When you fall, you learn to pick yourself up. That's what you need to do. Now, like I
Yep.
said, this was a pretty good show, and a lot of ladies, a lot of bodies. 21 women. Well, after the drop of uh, Pauline Nelson, it went down to 20. It was a great show. What you think?
Yeah, I thought it was really good. Do you want an update on the 2021 qualification Miss Olympia Series?
Yeah, go ahead. What's the update?
All right. Um, so at 17 points, we got Margita Zamalova, and she's at 17 points. I find it very hard that anybody will be able to surpass that,
No.
especially considering we only got 2 shows left, pretty much. And underneath that, it's Janine Lakowski. She's got 11. She got she got 7 points
So
from the Tampa Pro. She was originally at 4. Now she's at 11.
wait a minute. So that what 7 points? Because
Yeah.
she took third place. So
Yeah, she took third place. Yeah,
what
according to
what did Hunter Henderson get? If she took third, what did Hunter Henderson get?
she got 8 points.
8 points. Wow.
That's according to the IFBB qualification rules series. I got it up here. I'll send it to you.
All right.
So yeah, you got that. We got and then underneath that it would be Stephanie Flesher at 10 points.
Yes.
So those are the top 3 that qualify so far, and they've edged out Monique Jones and Ashley Young so far.
Alicia.
Who are both at Alicia Young.
Yeah, Alicia.
Who are both at 9 and 8, respectively. But that's if they don't compete at Savannah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because I don't think it's like I said, I don't think the Ryzen is a gives points for qualification because it's an invitational, I believe. It's not like a regular because it used to be before. Like I said, it used to be where you have to get the points to qualify for that show, but now
Yeah,
they turn into an invitational. So
yeah.
I don't think you're gonna get a points from that. I don't know. I gotta check that out.
I'll look that up.
Yeah, you look that up and you let me know if it's a because I think the Rising is the week after the Savannah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
So
there's a lot of women that uh, for them Savannah is really the last, I think, roll of the dice.
yeah,
Because even if there's you get points from the Rising Phoenix, I don't think it would even apply to this year anyway. So Savannah really is like the last roll of the dice for a lot of these women, like um, Tamara and uh, Ashley Young and Beth Jones. Um, Zamilova, she's pretty safe where she's at. I mean, I don't see her not being able to compete. It would be yeah, it's impossible at this point, numerically speaking.
mm,
She doesn't even have to compete at this point, from what I'm looking
yeah.
at.
She put she if anything, she's automatically going to be Olympia. So she just sits out and work out. Unless she just want to compete to compete.
Yeah, yeah, for the hell of it. Yeah,
Yeah, I remember back in 2019, Marjorie Martin, she did two shows.
yeah,
She did Toronto and Omaha, and she already won in Toronto, but she earned her Olympia status. I think she earned her Rise of Phoenix status through the Toronto the first time, and then she competed at the Omaha, which I think that's the way. That's also took it up. You're already gonna go to the Rise of Phoenix, so you
yeah,
kind of taking the opportunity away from somebody else and taking the
yeah.
points. Opportunity for somebody else to compete. And also the points from somebody else who's coming up behind you. I
They,
mean,
I think they should have a, a change in the rules. So if somebody who wins but already won a pro show before that, that's already qualified, they should automatically make the person who wins second place um, being able to go to the Olympia in those situations. Do you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
because that's fair. Because you know what, if you already got your qualification, you're taking it away from somebody else's opportunity. Now that was for the Rise of Phoenix, when that happened. But I don't think a lot of these ladies who got their qualifications for the Olympia, they didn't want to take a chance, and they just say, "I already got my qualification." But the Olympia is the bigger show now, and
Yeah.
and now with the turn for your body, but I say, "I already got my qualification. I'm just going to sit out, work on a few things, make some improvements, prep for that show, because you already the list is like first off you have Leah Daney, and she surprisingly pretty well making the switch to she said I was talking to her with social media. She's been a bodybuilder before, but she switched to physique and then she switched back to bodybuilding. She said I remember I did a video about her and Wendy Sanchez, and I sent her the video and she told me how she was a bodybuilder before she started and then she switched, and she gave me some information. So I'm hoping I get a chance to talk to her. I told her once the season's over, when she's done, I know she's getting president. A lot of ladies they're busy with their prep, getting ready, getting and they just said, I just want to take my time. And also, you have the Puerto Rico, where you have Nadia Capasoto, if I got her name right. I'm gonna say Nadia, and she looks impressive, but it's gonna be a tough crowd. Then you have the Omaha with Michaela Acock, and she's I think she's gonna be one of the younger competitors. Her and Hunter Henderson, and and Michaela, she looks pretty impressive. And then you have I would say the biggest mistake that judges made is Adama Day at the in Norfolk. And to me, I don't know what the judges saw. She she wasn't that in condition. She looked too smooth. It's one thing if you don't have popping vascularity, if you don't have the quads just busting out of look like it's busting out of your legs, and your veins are popping. She looked too smooth, in my opinion. especially over Janine Lakowski. I mean, that's just, I think that was just a judge travesty. They picked who they want to pick, and I'm gonna say that I'm not gonna blame her, but it's the fault of the judges. They just picked who they want to pick. They're gonna use the excuse to say, well, the back. We were talking about the back. But if the overall package is okay and condition, and just that one spot you're gonna worry about, I mean, come on, don't give me that. It's not like with bodybuilding. It's not like with MMA or boxing. You can't you have no choice but leaving the hands you're left in the hands of the judges. In boxing or MMA, you can knock somebody out or submit them, and you win. But when you come down to we have to the fight ends on a decision, you're depending if you're dominant in the fight, where you just first 2-3 rounds throughout the fight you dominate without giving that person a chance to breathe, you're gonna win. But if it's a fight where in which there's a possibility that your opponent might win a round, you win a round, and the last round is like up in the air, then those split decisions are just killer. They're just killer. And then you have the Chicago with Miss Sheena Olick. I've been talking to her on social media. She's a pretty cool lady. I hope to get an interview with her maybe after the Olympia, when she settled down because she's busy in her prep. The prep takes a lot of time. These ladies get busy. They can't do it. You don't have a lot of time to do what they need to do. But I can understand that you have to focus on this big show coming up. As you know, the Olympia's coming up in the 1st of October, and they have to focus. They have to be focused. So they don't want any distractions. I understand that and respect that. But I'm hoping we get our interview soon. I'd like to talk to her. She's an attractive lady. She's a nice lady. I even talked to her, chatted with her a few times on IG, even on IG Live. But she says she's hoping to do her interview. I would like to talk to her. And you have the Tampa. Oh, I forgot the Portugal show with Anastasia Lonovana, and I think this is what it is. Over here, judges is about the conditioning. Over there, it's more about the size. And she's small. She's small, but she just has a lot of muscle, and she's very, she's what the fans want to see. The women with the like AJ over at Fear Body because of the big freaky chicks. That's what I love that we says that. That's what I think. Most of the fans, we're the fans of the bigger women. Or we like the girls who are a little smaller, a little tighter like that. But it's the big women that get us attention. We like the big freaky chicks. And hope she might do the smart thing. If I could give her any advice, and her husband, he's really out there. He's like a cool dude. He's really out there. He's Israeli, and and I would say do a quarantine a month before the Olympia. Come in. You can find a way to stay someplace for a while, work out and train in the States, so you can get a feel of it. Because those quarantines, I think they do work out a little bit in the quarantine, depending where they're staying at. But it'll be a lot easier. You can just do your quarantine, work out, and you can just prep really here before the show starts and finish up your prep here. That'd be a good thing if you can afford it. That's the thing it's about the cost. You got to find a place to stay, like that, and that's a lot of money. If somebody can be a sponsor, do that for them, that'd be good. There's a lot of female bodybuilders from across the seas that we love to see. They've been cooped up. They miss the days where all they got to do is jump on a plane and come here and then hit the shows, do a little this, and then gone. Now they have to do 2 weeks quarantines. I think Irene Anderson, she's from Sweden, and she did 2-week quarantine in Turkey. And I remember a lady I follow, and we shot to Barbara Manjan and her fellow French woman, Anne Moon. They did it in Mexico. I think they did Puerto Vallarta, something like that, and they did it 2 weeks in Mexico before they got in. And I think if you're doing a good quarantine, do it in certain countries where they allow you quarantine for 2 weeks. Mexico is a good one. Turkey's another one. I just was reading one lady who just got home back to Canada. That's Melinda. She just got back to Canada because she did the Chicago Pro, and she said she was going back home to Canada. She was hoping to do an interview with her soon also, and she's home now. She just got home. She had to do 2 weeks before she got into Canada, because Canada they can let people come into Canada, but you have to be quarantined. You have to be quarantined. You have to be vaccinated. Yeah. But
I think also and that's also another thing that I think that they've been discussing as well for immigrants coming to America. There's also been talk by the Biden administration that you have to be vaccinated to come over as well. Um,
Because I think we probably won't see a lift of the travel restrictions until probably next year. Maybe the first or the middle of next year once because we get right now the variant is gone crazy. You have to
yeah,
do Delta variant. I know President Obama was going to have his birthday last week. He was going to have a birthday party, and then he had to cancel it because somebody had the variant near around there where he was staying at. He had a little shindig him, Michelle, and the girls, and some close friends and family members. And it just once I think it's like this. This virus is like a fire. You have to let the fire run its course, let itself burn out. Once it's burned out, things will get better. You just gotta. And it's a new world now. It's a new world. You know. And I
yeah,
had a friend of mine. She just had got in the hospital a few days ago. Lady, she's a neighbor, a friend. She popped back. She hadn't been in the hospital for a while because she had it. She's doing okay. I saw her the other day, and she's doing all right. I hadn't seen her for a while, but she's doing all right. But then also, as you know, we have Muna Posella from Canada, and I think she has to do the quarantine also. Because she has to go back to Canada. You know, and if it was the way I know, Jake Wood used to do this. Was like we started Rising Phoenix. They had a thing called Muscle Mansion, where they got the women
yeah,
together and they stayed in a mansion for a while. This was Rising Phoenix. He could do this for some competitors, like who are especially the ones that are out of the country who want to stay here because they want to maybe do a show, especially Olympia, especially if you're Olympia qualifier, like someone like Nadia from Italy, um, Zamalova, Anastasia, Mona, a couple, and also whoever's going to compete and win the body division at the Europa, you know, a place to
yeah,
stay. Let them go ahead and do the 2 weeks quarantine and give them a place to stay. But also, make sure they checked out and everything else so they don't get the variant or anything like that. But a place to stay for a while. Maybe do this for safety measures. Put them in a bubble. You know,
yeah.
like we
Not
did.
an actual bubble, but yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, you know what I mean. We did it with the when they did it with the NBA, when they had that bubble thing for the NBA and they did it for the NFL. They put them in a bubble. Nobody other than you. Like if they need food and stuff, you can bring it in. They can set up a gym and stuff like that. We can work out. I was like this. Bring just maybe your trainer, or you can talk to your trainer via like a lot of people do now through like we do here with StreamYard or something like Zoom. You know, you can
yeah.
less the number of people. You can talk to you bring in, you can sit here, you can set you up with a computer. Talk to your trainer. Whatever they at.
Or
They can,
friends, and
yeah, you keep in touch with your family, and you put them in the bubble. And then when it's ready for them to compete, they can do the show. And then when they're done, they can do a 2 weeks quarantine in that place, and then they hoof off.
you know,
Yeah, it's a good idea. But it's about money, about resources, and everything else. So, it's just that's the hard part about it.
yeah,
Yeah. But Jake Woods is a billionaire.
yeah, yeah,
He can do it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There wouldn't even be like a dent in his
Uh,
money.
no, it wouldn't be too much of a dent. Come on, you're a billionaire, Jake. Yeah, Jake.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Jake. Like I'm quoting the movie again. Denzel and Trinity. Jake, I want that money and I want that gun. So anyway, is there anything else we talk about? Like I say, we know we got the Europa coming up this weekend, right?
Yes, Europa, in Spain.
Uh huh.
I got the I got the links here. Oh wait, I just updated it. So this is the good thing is that they seem to update this list every they update it around this hour.
Mm-hmm.
What in the
What is it?
I'm seeing the names of the women that are competing, and
Mm-hmm.
already I'm seeing some weirdness going on.
Ooh.
Why
Well,
is no wait a minute. Is that the same? No. Sorry, I'm just looking for a second. Anastasia. Okay,
Anybody?
that's the different. That's the different Anastasia. Okay, I think there's two
There's
Anastasias from Russia.
yeah, there's Anastasia Kobalova. She competed. She earned a pro card at the Romanian Muscle Fest back in 2019, and she competed as a pro last year in 2020. Big girl, impressive,
Yeah,
huge.
she's the big one. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I was getting her confused with somebody else. But doesn't she also live in America or
No, she
I
lives in
don't know?
Russia. She is in Russia.
Okay. All
She
right.
is
So
in
I'm
Russia.
getting. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm just
because I think
completely get.
so mostly it's going to be a lot of European competitors.
And why
Because
is and Zamolova is also competing here, which
what?
is
Come on, you already what's the you
maybe she just wants to. I don't know. Win it. I don't know. Really,
she
no reason.
last year she won it, which got her qualification for the Olympia. You have enough points. Follow the points. Sit it out. Don't take
Yeah.
somebody's opportunity away. Sit it out. I know you're probably doing it for the money, but she can. She's attractive. She can do
Yeah.
modeling stuff. Some of the girls
I
do the video session stuff, but she don't do it because she don't speak. I don't think she speaks English that well. But even the girls who don't speak English that well still do it. And sit it out. You have with 17 points. That's qualification for the Olympia. You are already in. Step aside. Sit it out. Let somebody who wants the opportunity. And if she takes like third, second place, you're taking away points for somebody who deserves the points. So, if anybody who's followed me who lives over, tell her sit it out.
Yeah.
You already are qualified. You have 17 points.
I
You know,
think. Okay, so devil's advocate. I think sometimes some of these women do it because they want to get a pro win on their belt.
mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like win a pro show so they can have it on their belt. It's sort of like
So they pad the records.
yeah, the records, and
But like I said,
that's what I think. Yeah,
but like I said, you're taking the opportunity for somebody else who might want opportunity, maybe even if to qualify by winning or earn enough points. So they
yeah,
don't have to, you already got 17 points. You earned them when you won. Actually, she earned them at the good points she earned at the Muscle Fest last year. Then she took third at the Puerto Rico. Then she takes second at the Portugal show. So you have your points. Look at the
yeah,
point system. I say, you know what? I'm just gonna sit back, prep, and get ready for the Olympia. I have enough points. Somebody's gonna catch me up. I'm 17 points already. You know, I know you want to win a
to,
show. I'm
yeah.
saying you want to
To
win a
be
show. Mhm.
to be fair though, like the only thing is if you win the show of the Europa, the points. I think it's statistically impossible for anybody to really catch up with like the top three at this point. At least from the Europa. Now the American show that's different, but the Europa is not going to give that many points from what I looked up.
Mhm.
So uh, yeah, um, we will see what happens.
Mhm. Yeah. But like I said, she already got 17 points. You're automatically in. Let somebody win for the qualification, and then, like I said, the other competitors, if whoever, like I said, whoever I think the one lady who took third, Vera, whatever her name is, I'm not gonna say her name, I'm not gonna chop it up. She should go ahead and compete that show because if she can qualify, I think 8 points is the bare minimum for qualification. You know, when you get 8 points, you're already in. But you know, if she can get more than 8 points, that'd be good for her. Or if she can win, that's good. But with Margita, she should just set it out. You're
Yep.
already in. You're just you have the points, but you should look at your point system. Maybe somebody said, I want to win the show. I want to win that show. I won that show last year, but that's last year. Somebody comes up and beats you, you just took up a space for somebody else, and you waste your time when you're already qualified.
Yeah.
Uh, So we got any old business? We got any new business? Or we got some old business left?
No, I think we've covered all of everything that we needed to cover. I had a very good weekend um, watching the Tampa Pro. I was also at the shore with my relatives,
That's nice.
aunt, uncle, cousin, her husband, uh, her children. I guess technically speaking, I would be their uncle. So, interesting thing.
Yeah.
And,
Well,
and also watched a really good movie with a certain Alec Guinness in it, younger Alec Guinness in it.
can you speak up a little louder? I can't hear you. You dying out.
Oh, sorry. I watched I watched a good movie with one Sir Alec Guinness in it.
Before it was before it became Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah,
Was it
he was.
river? Was it river over? Was the bridge over the River Kwai?
No. This was Cromwell. It was a good film. 1970 film. He plays King Charles the First, who he's supposed to be. Yes, he got beheaded.
Yeah, I've seen that movie. I've seen all of it. I think who was it? I think was it Kurt? No. I think was it Peter? Was it Peter Toole? I'm trying to remember who else was in that movie. I remember that movie. There's a part where they have like a little joust, and the guy Cromwell, becomes the kind of the prime minister or something like that. Where there was one time when
he becomes Lord Protector.
Yeah,
he does not accept the title of
king. Yeah,
they offered it to him, but he refused because he was just he didn't want to accept it.
Yeah. I mean, I seen that movie. Yeah, because I remember seeing that movie a long time ago, and who was I think was that Kurt Russell that starred as Cromwell? Who was that?
Richard Harris.
Richard Harris. All right. I thought it was Kurt Russell. I mean, not Kurt Russell. Kirk Douglas. I was thinking. Why I say Kurt Russell? Not Kurt Russell. Kurt Douglas. But I remember seeing that movie. Richard Harris. Sir Richard Harris.
Yeah. The weird thing about the film is so King Charles is supposed to be the bad guy in the film.
But he wasn't that bad a guy.
But he doesn't do anything bad in the film. And plus, he's being played by Alec Guinness, who you can't hate Alec Guinness. He's got that soothing voice to him. He's Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, come on. Who can hate Obi-Wan?
Exactly.
Look, these are not your droids.
And then you got Richard Harris as Oliver Cromwell. Yeah. And he's like a bull in a china shop, just coming in there. Like, he's supposed to be the good guy, but he's just coming in there just... like every scene he comes in, he's just proposing something, and he's leading some army somewhere or something like that. And one interesting fact I learned about the film was that they were supposed to film some scenes in Ireland, but because there was the Troubles that was beginning right around that time, it was the film came out in 1970s. The Troubles was around like the
because in the
1960s. So they actually, they couldn't film it over there. Interesting fact: Richard Harris, Irish actor, playing Cromwell. A little bit of irony right there, to say the least. If you know Cromwell's history with Ireland, but yes, great film. I would recommend it to all your listeners. Old film, but great.
Yeah, because sometimes I watch some old films. Like every now, I like watching old films. I watch more old TV shows, more films now. Because I used to watch them sometimes with my mom at night. Sometimes I watch Gunsmoke. Something like I might watch. I just like this before I got out here. I was watching an old TV show called Quincy with Jack Klugman. If you remember Jack Klugman, he was part of the original TV series The Odd Couple with Tony Randall. And there was one of those series where he, a lot of these actors that were like did comedies back in the day, like Jack Klugman, Carol O'Brien, Carol O'Connor, Andy Griffin, and Dick Van Dyke started doing a lot of you know crime dramas after being known as as being known in comedies. Archie
Yeah,
Bunker became Chief Gillespie. Um, Andy Griffin became Matlock.
yeah. Well, that happens sometimes with certain comedians that can just go into Walter White. He was I originally grew up knowing him from Malcolm in the Middle, and then he
Yeah,
becomes Walter White from Breaking Bad, Heisenberg. It's like kind of funny to see their trajectory sometimes, to say the least. But,
yeah. Brian Cranston. He's been acting for a long time. I remember I was doing a thing about Lawrence Fishburne for his birthday. He was in a TV show with Lawrence Fishburne years ago. It was a little short-lived comedy. He's been around for a long time as an actor. We've seen him in many different
yeah,
TV shows and movies. So, like I said, this was a pretty good talk. We talked about what's the Tampa Bay, and some other stuff in between. We give a lot of people knowledge. I appreciate the people coming through, like Miss Fishiana, who comes through. She comes by, she drops her likes and gives support. My man H Gucci 23 who drops through. I'm surprised my brother Marcus Bell didn't drop through either. All the other people that come by and listen to us. I mean, I like this. If it's not a lot of people, we don't mind. We're here to do this for you. Sometimes we do it for ourselves too. But we enjoy the people that come through, listen, get a little education about the sport of bodybuilding, women's bodybuilding, which is a sport that gets a lot of guff. Women tell, as I talk to these ladies, like, y'all are beautiful ladies. No matter what, you're still women. Y'all are athletes. Y'all are, you do this sport for a passion because it's a expensive sport. And I did an interview this weekend with one Miss Danielle Game Over Win. It's just about the same as MMA. These ladies, they get a lot of guff for being a sport as predominantly male, and they are athletes and they do the sport for a passion. It's expensive, and
yeah.
but like I said, I enjoyed it. So we had fun, didn't we?
Yep.
Yeah,
Like always.
yeah, always. Next week, like I said, we're gonna have the Europa.
Yep.
So we'll have a show I could talk about. Then I'm wait a minute. I have a problem. You told me about the Europa, and I made a promise to a lady that I might do an interview. So if I do that interview on Monday, if I get an interview on Monday, because I'm saying we're gonna do the interview on Monday, that's the 16th. Because I wasn't sure there's gonna be more shows. We might do this because there's gonna be no more shows until the Savannah. If that happens, we will do the show with this lady. Where if anything changes, we do like this. If nothing changes, we'll have her as a guest and do it. If you want to come by, let me know, and I'll put you in. You can sit and talk with her, ask questions, and if anything don't change, we'll have her for Muscle Talk Mondays for an interview, and we'll take the Europa show and do it the Monday after next. If nothing, everything has changed. How far is that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. So, because I wasn't sure there were any more shows for the next till the Savannah, and that's almost a month away. And if she finalized that she wants to do the interview on Monday, depending on the time. If I can get her to do it the time we do Muscle Talk Monday, if not, I'm gonna do it earlier, and then we'll just do a regular Muscle Talk Monday.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so I'm gonna have to leave it here.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, I'm getting a call here, but yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
we will see what happens. Check out the Europa if you can. Buy
Hmm.
a pay-per-view for it, and peace out, everybody.
All right. Anyway, this is your man all the way George Page, aka the Emperor Female Vitamin Talk. That was my partner in crime, Ace Boom Coon Jared, our historian and our man of knowledge. We appreciate you for coming by. Like I said, I get a shout out to my family from CS Combat Sports, Gucci 23, a lady who I'm fond of. I love to meet her in person one day, Miss Fishiana. And to everybody else, take this video, like, share, comment. Also, again, reach out to these ladies in sport of bodybuilding. Be understanding of what they do in the sport. They're athletes, they're women, and they will love for y'all to respect them as that. So anyway, like I said again, this is your man all the way George Page, aka the Emperor. If you're about to talk, don't like, subscribe. I'm out.